Transformation in 3, 2, 1.
Hi everybody, Heather Stargazer here to do a reading for the collective for whoever, whenever, wherever. This reading is good for anytime, anywhere you see it. If you're new here, welcome in. If you're a returning gazer, hi guys. I got this positive energy, positive vibes, because today is a lot of things. The day that we're recording this, it is April 20th. 420. That means that it's the International Pot Holiday. That means that it's a few other historical events that are kind of unpleasant. But it's also Easter today. And what's interesting about this Easter is that the Orthodox Easter and the Christian Easter are congruent. They're running both today, which is very strange, and it's very, very late, right? It's probably about as late as Easter's gonna get. So we got their positive vibes with my grubby little incense holder, well loved, well used, and I'm holding a crystal ball. It's a glass ball. Oh yeah, I have a crystal one too. I don't tend to scry in crystals for readings. I don't know. Maybe we'll try it. Symbols are so subjective. Let's do some tarot. Thought about using the pot tarot. I'll use them for clarifiers. Not everybody here's not everybody here celebrates all the holidays. Some people here celebrate all the holidays. We're just going to honor them, observe them, and say hello. If you have a favorite holiday that others don't know about, then put it in the comments. Tell us about it. It's pretty interesting, you know, how they're all similar, and they're generally about gratitude, reverence, cycles, right? Events that happen that represent something, some form of life, death, rebirth, right? Gift, gratitude, remembrance. That's what 222. That's what our holidays are about. They tell us what time it is. They tell us what time of year it is. Sometimes they give us instructions as what we should be doing at that time to help us keep life in flow, right? Planting, sowing, harvesting, those kinds of things. Ancestors, spirits, guides. We got the Radley Valentine Angel cards. For those of you who celebrate Easter. Ancestors, spirits, guides, what messages do you have for the collective today? Beautiful. We start off with the Empress. We got the Knight of Pentacles. Woof, ego coming out. That is the devil energy. Ace of Pentacles. 10 of Swords. King of Pentacles. We're going to get 9 cards today. We're going to take our time with it. Obviously, right? We're already starting off at a slow go. That's part of this energy that's happening. Just take it easy. Enjoy it. Take a load off. Get yourself some coffee. Ancestors, spirits, guides. I heard, or whatever your choice beverage is. So maybe you're having tea or a smoothie. Look at this. 8 of Pentacles, 10 of Wands, and the Lovers card on the bottom. You know, it's really interesting. We got 10 and 10 right next to each other. We had a bunch of 10s last time. And we get the Queen of Cups on the bottom. Loving, compassionate, psychic, self-sacrificing, deep psychic insights, caring for others but forgetting to take care of yourself, trust your intuition, a deep love for family and friends, follow your heart. All right, and this is the energy that is overarching. This is the energy that we need to embody, and that's going to be embracing us, whether it be us sitting in this throne or someone that we know here, right? It's important to remember that you are intuitive, extremely, and you are knowing, and those feelings that you're having that might cause you anxiety are coming from a place, generally a place of concern or love or need, right? So address that what is that about? And also you're seeing it with the people around you. What is it that those people are feeling or that they need or might be causing them to feel or react in a certain way? And there's a very loving selfness about this. But there's one thing about this queen of self-sacrificing, right? Self-sacrificing when you're self-effacing, right? So we don't want to talk negatively about ourselves. We don't want to think negatively about ourselves. When we have those negative internal conversations, then that's not going to get us where we need to be, nor is it always true. I mean, yes, we do need to look at the things within us that maybe need could use a little course correction, could use a little love, right? Could use an adjustment. Nobody's perfect. But how much of ourselves are we sacrificing? How much of yourself are you sacrificing for the good of others when they might not be returning that same to you? There's like an expectant energy. Weird. Okay, so we're going to dig into this. The first card out, as I say, expectant energy is the Empress card, right? And there's this like feeling of expecting, and that's what they a term that used to be commonly used for pregnancy. This could mean that someone is actually with child, or we are in that space of manifestation, of gestation, of giving birth, caring for things. This could be a matriarchal figure in the family, someone you know who's feminine, probably older than you, right? If this isn't you, it's somebody who you might look up to. It feels that way, right? And there's this very abundant energy here. You know, these two cards accompanying each other. Ooh, and there was 9 of Pentacles underneath that. It's very prosperous, very abundant. It says, time to take action. Give birth to your dreams. Creative projects will be very successful. Abundance and prosperity. And she's holding this little unicorn, isn't she? Because it's very, very rare energy. The things that are unique and magical within you, you embrace them, right? And they need to be embraced. And I'm also seeing these, happy Easter, there's these little bunnies in the background, and bunnies multiply. What this talks about, the abundance, right? The material manifestation and how it affects generations, right? Or more than you. And so sometimes that means, yes, like us and our kids and our grandkids, right? And our grandparents and what they did and how that affects us, or what they've built for us in a family structure and things like that. But it also means like generations of the thing, like incarnations of the thing. So maybe you have a project that you've been working on and there's another generation of it, right? 2.0, 5.0, those kinds of things. Like, and so those new incarnations, those new and improved, that's kind of what it feels like you've been working on here. We have the Ace of Pentacles, and she's on that yellow brick road, isn't she? And it's like, you know, learning. I'm hearing it like the Munchkins with singing it, except I don't think they ever said that. If ever a whiz there was. Wow. And that's you, right? This is like that offer of prosperity, something coming through. We do have like a maternal and the child. It could be mentor energy, you know, take it how it resonates, but it's definitely like a parent and child in some sense, where one is kind of instructing, leading, mentoring, and maybe even providing the necessary environment for that child or thing to grow, right? It says a small windfall, or a windfall. It doesn't say small, but that could be something, right? A windfall of abundance, wise counsel, a good fortune, an exciting career opportunity, a lucrative contract, significant purchases like a home or a vehicle. And again, both of these are very earthly. We have the whole line here, the Taurus Libra energy, right? The Taurus energy coming out with this Ace of Pentacles, and then with this 8 of Pentacles. It's like you get a little bit and you go to work, right? And there could be somebody who's kind of like helping guide you along your way. It says learning all you can about a subject or a career, going back to school, taking a seminar, finding a mentor, right? Attention to detail, skilled work that you love. And again, that there's that idea of learning and that student mind, right? And there is an elevation from that, because then we go to the Knight of Pentacles. And the Knight of Pentacles, now we're in the middle row here, is very slow moving, very tenacious, but like you can't rush them. Right. And it feels like that. It feels like there's this energy is so slow. And look at him. He's like looking out over the plans. And I think he's saying some things aren't working here. Some things need to go. It says loyal, dedicated, protective, apprehensive, planning carefully before taking action, but then going. Pay attention to the details, waiting for perfect timing, which That's a slippery slope. And the guardian angel or someone who watches over you. And again, I think that there's like this time where we go from one space to another, because there's the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords came out in our last reading too, right in the center of everything. And then at 10:01, damn, because 10:10 here. The end of a situation that brings relief, sadness, or both. Opportunity for new happiness, a weight off your shoulders, right? The end of an addiction or a melancholic reaction. And heading out that door, leaving those swords where they are, and moving on to the next thing, right? There's a level of completion here, but it's about the mind. It talks about backstabbing, betrayal. Yes, it could be very sad energy, but it's in the past. It's the ending of something. Those are birds outside, like getting into things. Wow. So that's meaningful, isn't it? And it's right above this 10 of Wands, working too hard for too many hours, the need for balance in life, let others help you, health problems due to stress. 10 of Swords with the 10 of Wands is a lot of stress, and talks about letting that go. See how, again, there's like this grandmother energy here. There's this elder energy here, and have been working hard, so hard at it for so long. It's almost like there's like this need to, I would say, like pass the torch, but pass the torch, graduation, whatever it might be. It's time to like move on to the next cycle of things here. Now we have Capricornian energy. It says ego. Right, the things that trap us, the things that aren't necessarily, I would say they're definitely not good for us, right? But they're not necessarily permanent entrapments, right? They're as difficult as it is, there is a way out of it. But here we have like ego, so ego standing in the way, right? That's pride, that's confidence. Instead, to be confident instead of prideful, right? Be assertive instead of aggressive, these kinds of things. There's like a humbling that needs to really infiltrate the mind here, right? And it might be someone else's, it might be yours, take it how it resonates, but there's like this idea of what are we tying ourselves to after you've learned all of this and let these other things go. Is your ego stopping you, or is someone else's ego getting in the way? That's very interesting. It says the illusion of being trapped. Accept responsibility for your situation and then make choices that support your path to happiness, addictions, and unhealthy habits. Right. And again, that's anything that's not good for us. And here's Archangel Michael coming through here and breaking those chains. And there's like, King of Pentacles. So I almost said like there's this Capricorn energy again, but again, he is also Taurus energy and Virgo energy, just earth energy, right? Sun, moon, rising, take it how it resonates. Like I said, we don't know everybody's chart. So go with the character more than the, exact placement, unless you know for sure. And even then, compassionate is coming out twice, both of these cards. Say the word compassionate. Accomplished, charismatic, grounded, a time of great success, financial security and prosperity, Midas touch, everything turning out beautifully, supportive parent and spouse, a good person to work for. Here we go. We've got this guy, and then we got the Lovers directly underneath of him. Now the ego, the devil, and the Lovers are actually in the Rider Waite, like light and shadow of each other, right? These talk about bad choices, good choices, things that we bind ourselves to, contracts that we make, right? It's almost like there's this this real need to break free from negative cycles. Maybe you've done that. Maybe you've learned that. Maybe somebody is offering something to you today, and you have a choice here. Remember, the Lover's card was originally called the choice as to who you want to partner with and what it is that you want to do, right? And you've learned a lot, and there's a lot of things that you need to release, right? A lot of things that are done and over with that you need to release. What is the choice that you're making? What is the choice that's being offered? Embrace true love, deep, intimate relationship. Make choices from the heart. Vibrant health or recovery from an illness. And again, like if these things that have happened in the past right? This Empress energy, or like learning something new and realizing how sick something might have been making you. And then someone's like coming to offer you something and you're like, man, I don't know if that's going to throw me back into this negative space again. What is the choice that you're going to make? The healthy choice that you're going to make? I feel like there's this acceptance here of things that are done and over with. And like, again, there's this new, we go from the page, right? The one, ace energy, learning energy, student energy here. And then we go to the knight, and there's like this graduation. And again, when the knight is working on things, there's this endness of cycles, this letting down, letting go of things that you've carried for too long that have caused a lot of stress, and maybe even some awakening to things that were held on to because of ego, because maybe of the things that had happened in the past. But through this learning process, we realize we don't need to hold on to them. And then this elevation to King of Pentacles energy, where now you're the master of your coin. You've learned all of these things and you know what and who you do want to partner with and contribute, have these contributions for it. And it's because you want a loving heart space. The only cups card in this is the overarching energy. And there's something to be said for the absence of that. And maybe why it was calling from the very beginning for us to embrace that energy and be softer with ourselves. I am going to get a different deck to clarify. We'll pull a pot tarot, but I do want to get a different deck to clarify. Just do some munchies tarot. Ancestors, spirits, guides. Oh, could you please give us situations for us today, for everyone who's watching now and later? What is this Empress? Can you tell us about this Empress energy? Oh, 5 of Wands in the reverse, guys. That is a mixed deck. I was looking. It's like letting go of some of that fight, letting go of some of that argument, not needing to practice anymore, not needing to have to fight. Like have that argument, like, nope. It's, if it isn't helping, it isn't included. And if it's a matter of, maybe you are getting a little bit of imposter syndrome, or maybe this person has practiced so much that they don't need to. You've gotten beyond that. The pettiness, the drama, the maybe I'll try this, right? This person is over that. They're not here to argue with anyone. They're here to love, embrace, teach in a like a very gentle way. Ooh, and you don't want to fight with this person either. Tell me about this. We're going to go across this way. Tell me about this Knight. What is this Knight of Pentacles? Temperance. Wow. That gentle mixing. There's something about this. But the espresso, or the cup, going into this, and how her hand is on the bottom, and there's this circle here, and his hand is on this coin. There's just something about the way that these cards are talking to each other, getting from one point to another with that horse. It's like this travel, this getting it just right, and allowing that healing space. And again, the idea of patience, right? Still moving forward, steadily moving forward. And there's an element of luck here, right? That Jovian element of luck that brings in, just the right place, right time, the things that you need. And it's like he's looking at this plan, right? How are we going to do it? And here we go. Again, well practiced. They know how to do it. We don't always want to be patient, do we? That could be what's kicking off the ego a little bit over here. Can you tell me about this ego? Wow, 3 cards came out for that. 10 of Pentacles in the reverse on the bottom. Ace of Cups in the reverse, the Chariot in the reverse, the 3 of Cups. You're really caring so much. There's like this is an idea of caring so much about what other people think, or how it's going to affect the persona in the eyes of others, that it actually completely halts success and love, right? The Chariot in the reverse with the Ace of Cups in the reverse, and then you get the 3 of Cups with this Devil card. Who we trying to impress here? Who is someone else trying to impress? Right? And having this kind of like pompous ego, this pride, right? It does bring in a crowd, but are they the right people? Are they the kind people? Because it's putting blockages in the way and keeping the recipient from receiving the cup of true love or even feeling it. Right? Yikes. Again, who and what are we networking with? Who and what are we connecting for? Right. King of Pentacles doesn't move. They're steadfast. The world moves around them. They plant their seeds in their garden and then they expand out, right? And they stay where they are. And that's might be part of this, choice here. Let's see here because, here we go. Ace of Pentacles, please. Can you tell me about this Ace of Pentacles, please? 10 of Wands in the reverse again. Knight of Swords in the upright on the bottom. Look at that. 10 of Wands again. This time it's in the reverse. Letting down those burdens and worries and kind of picking up some new ones or starting on like a new adventure, learning something new. You're going to bake new baguettes, right? You're going to make new bread. And so this is the beginning of that. Right. And how do we do that, again, in a peaceful way? I'm talking about our work here. Windfall. It's like starting off with a little and creating a whole lot. Starting off with like one little sourdough starter and getting a whole bunch of loaves, 21, 21. Take that, how it resonates. 4 of Swords in the reverse. Look at that. With the Devil on the bottom coming out with there again. Capricornian energy, that's cardinal earth. It does not move. You have to be the nimble one. You have to be the agile one. You have to be the one that moves. Yeah. 4 of Swords in the reverse. Getting to work, not wanting to sit around anymore. Not wanting to sit around and you're all healed up, ready to go, ready to get to the work. Right? Whatever it was, again, that we're healing from, there's the sense that, yes, it was maybe injurious, painful, take it how it resonates, but there was some recovery that needed to happen after that. Right? And after you're fully recovered, you're realizing and you're regaining your strength, you're realizing how far past it you actually are. It's time to, go out into the next situation, out into the new. 10 of 10 of Swords in the reverse, or 10 of Swords. We get the 9 of Swords in the reverse with the Lovers. We're getting a lot of double cards here to help clarify it, to bring it back to this choice, leaving those worries and that anxiety behind, not including them in the next. And that's a great meditation today. I think that there's this feeling of like preparedness, like you're ready to really get going, but being very kind of cautious about where it is you're going and who you're going there with, because you do not want to recreate a scenario, right? 10 of Wands. What is this 10 of Wands? 2 of Wands in the reverse, 2 of Cups in the reverse. See, I'm just going to show you. Here's the Queen of Swords underneath in the upright. It is a mixed deck because a lot of these are coming out upside down here. 2 of Wands in the reverse. It's, again, not being at a crossroads of which way you're going to go. Definitely not going back. There is no going back to situations that don't care for you and that you don't care for them. And again, how much is draining you. There's this, again, this idea of what and who we've partnered with previously, what and who we've bound ourselves to. And that could be, again, bad behaviors within ourselves. I mean, most of the time, if and when we partner ourselves with something or someone that isn't good for us, it's because something is going on in the internal that needs to be addressed, and then those things won't be as attractive, or we might not even be as tolerant of those things around us or in our lives. And I think that's the point where you have arrived. Add some, I have arrived. Say it with me. Add some, I have arrived. We're here now. Right. We're not there anymore. You're not there anymore. You're here now. Right. And it's about where you're going next, what you're going to do with this situation. This could be about encountering people, and like that, where are you now kind of a feeling. And it's not just like, where are you now? Like, what are you doing? It's like, where are you now? Tell us about this King of Pentacles, please. Mirrored. Because I just like the moon in reverse with this 10 of swords on the upright on the bottom. Here, ace of swords in the reverse. Somebody is saying no. Nope. Which is good because you have a choice here, and it does look like there's an unhealthy choice, and it looks like there is a healthy choice. And here he is saying, no, here's his coin, here's the olive. You might be saying no to him, or he might be saying no to you. Whoever is saying the no, it's a good, healthy no. It's about letting go of, I heard letting go of the beast. Wow. So however that resonates with you, I'm not going to say that. There used to be somebody when we were kids who was very harsh and abrupt and kind of difficult to handle. And as children, we refer to that person as the beast. Not to their face. But that's that feeling of like tyrannicalness, that feeling of like coming after people and being kind of like unpredictable. That's that devil energy, that ego energy. You know, you bruise the ego, then the ego comes after, right? The ego, and with the Empress here with the Five of Wands in reverse, like you're not even interested in engaging in any of that. And that might be pissing this devil energy off even more. And that's why we need to say no, stand firm, make this choice. It's like not even an option to go that way anymore. You're not even entertaining it. What is this, Lovers, please? Damn. The Fool in the upright. Look at that little egg for you for Easter. The Seven of Swords in reverse, you guys. Strong message that you are making the right decision. Even if you don't know everything about the new place you're going, student energy, student mind, you know a hell of a lot about the place you're leaving behind or the place that you're not going back to, right? And making that choice to start something new. This is Aries energy, and this is also Aquarius energy. And that talks about seeing the new and leading the way into freshness and hopes and dreams and prosperity, and away from, because whoever was causing this, whatever this strategy was that this devil energy was trying to use, you see it for what it is now. Anybody who was lying, cheating, stealing, any of that stuff going on in the background, nefarious things, and even like within the self, if there was like lies that were being told to the self in the internal monologue, you know, getting tripped up on those, it's being called out and caught and said no to, you know, really looking at things with a lot of clarity, because this path, this you got, you know, like leaving it behind, lets go of all of that burden, all of that worry. It's a real relief of anxiety. Whew. We'll pull one pot tarot at the very end, because this is flowing, and I just, every time I pick it up, it's like, not that one. All right, tell us about this Empress. Is she helping us out? Tell us about this first row. We're going to get one archetype card for each row. The sirens going off in the background. Vampire. Makes you aware that someone or something is draining your life force, and it's in the upright. Shadow, depleting others for your psychic survival, chronic complaining, and codependency. And again, letting go of like all of that. It's like having this, bringing awareness to the fact that this energy was draining the life out of you. And you know that. I mean, you can feel it. I don't think anyone's unaware, but that's what they do. That's what they do. They take that life force right out of you. And on the bottom for that, we get shapeshifter. How do we move through it? How do we change and transform to become stronger and resilient against that? And how do they shape, change, and transform and mutate so that, you know, like immunity, like when they say like all the fleas last year and the past couple of years were really bad because everybody kept using the same stuff on their pets to keep them from being flea free. So eventually the fleas adapted to that, and they had to change the formula of like what people were using, right? It's that kind of a thing. Like as you grow and adapt, this energy does too. And If you're unaware of the fact that it exists, then your adaptations are temporary and can be futile, right? But once we're aware that this is happening, then we can take the measurements, what is needed, the necessary shifts and changes to put a kibosh on it for the rest, right? It says, skill at navigating through different levels of consciousness, right? And the ability to see the potential in everything. The shadow attribute, projecting an image that serves your personal agenda at the moment. That's that double ego energy. This is that vampire energy, exactly what we've been saying. Can you tell us about the center row here, the Knight of Pentacles, the Ten of Swords, the Ten of Wands? Can you tell us about this row, please? Shapeshifter came out with Divine Child. Strong messages. Divine Child in the reverse. It says the inability to defend oneself against negative forces. And that's part of the, like, maybe needing to completely separate from that energy. Anybody who's ever been in recovery knows you cannot hang out with that energy. You can't go to places where people do those things. You can't hang out with people who do those things. It's important to, separate and create a new healthy environment. And you've done that by taking that time out. It really shifted your energy, and it really made this kind of ego-driven vampiric energy, personalities, behaviors, really made you see, what that is. And it doesn't feel good, and it doesn't feel welcome. And here's this note. What is this? Ego, King of Pentacles, Lover's energy. Please tell us about this. We get 2, the Thief, and then again the Child Divine in the reverse, and Hedonist. You guys ever see Bowfinger? I just heard Eddie Murphy going, "The Lake of Girls must be brought down a peg or two." It's the most ridiculous movie. I love it so much. If you've never watched Bowfinger and you want to just watch something very silly. Yes. Thief. Look at 7 of Swords in the reverse. Thief and the Child Divine. And it's because it's not just they aren't just stealing. When people act this way, they aren't just stealing your ideas and your stuff. They're stealing your trust in the future. They're stealing your childlike innocence, right? It's stealing all of those things. And when you put your ego ahead of your spirit, you're stealing those things from yourself. So if somebody is doing that to you, they're not benefiting themselves in the long run, right? It's not good. It's just, look, Thief sheds light on the potential wealth within you that can never be stolen. Because it's kind of like when we say yes to these things, or we keep ourselves in these things, we're giving it away. Again, inability to defend oneself against negative forces in the reverse. We got to be shapeshifters, guys, right? Innocence, purity, and redemption suggests a special connection with the divine. Right here. Innocence, purity, connection. Making the choice to do that. Hedonist. Inspires creative energy to embrace the good things in life. Celebrates the beauty in yourself. And you're starting to see the differences in the reflection here, because the shadow attributes is pursues pleasure to the detriment of health, indulging at the expense of others. That's exactly what the devil energy does. And you're starting to see where the compassion lies, and the fact that you can have a good time. You can enjoy yourself. Those things can feel light and good and pure and, yes, innocent. And there's this rejection of this yucky energy. It's like it's all coming to light. I don't necessarily know if somebody is being directly caught at something, 7 of Swords. I think that it's like the perception change. Suddenly it just doesn't look the same anymore. And then everything negative that's being done, the motives are just being noticed more so than they would have been previously, right? The light is getting shed. All this, like, makes you aware, sheds light, right? Redemption. Skill at navigating, right? the ability to see. It's where you're at, and you've earned it. You worked really hard. Like, don't ever, always give yourself credit. Don't ever let this type of energy make you feel like you are unworthy, or you have gotten so far, because they're gonna just try to keep pulling you back with like kindness and a good time. It's just, it seems like it's fun, but it's not. It's not. There's not real love there. It's put there to keep you from moving in space, because something that is going on over here, like it's like you're doing so well, and they don't want to see you. That's common. The answer is no. Standing firm. The answer is no. And then you are rewarded with this new and this light and this relief. Create intentional solitude. It doesn't mean that you're all by yourself. It doesn't mean that you're lonely. It means that you're enjoying your own company. It means that you're taking a time out to really feel how you feel. How do you feel without all of this stuff? And that's why, you occupying ourselves with something productive that we enjoy, that gives us something to concentrate on and learn about something new, is very, very healing. And after spending that time doing that, it rejuvenate you and put you in a new space where you can see things much clearer. Cultivate peace. That's what this Empress energy is doing with this Five of Swords, or Five of Wands in the reverse. She is cultivating peace. And then sewing it into the new. I love this card so much. Court the too good to be true and flock together. Look at that. Court the too good to be true and flock together. And here it is right here. The potential for those eggs and the courtship of the too good to be true. There is truth there. You can see the truth. You don't have to worry about, listen, if you have seen enough evidence, if you have experienced enough heartache, if you have been shown well enough, then you don't have to doubt that that is negative, that is not something that's good for you, right? You can confidently create solitude from that space, right? Move into your own space, and in that space, breathe peace, right? Breathe peace. Grow it, right? And then the others, right, will flock to you, and you will flock to them, and the people who are like-minded, who are sharing in this positive hedonism, right? But doing it in a way, there's virgin underneath there, like Vestal, right? Like you've never experienced it before. There's this innocence. And like all of these, like all of us are coming online in different ways. Some of us have been here for a while. Some of us are just starting out, but it's like there's definitely this hatching on Easter, right? With the Easter bunny, and they're hatching the Cadbury eggs, right? It's like, I know all of that is nonsense, but there's that potentiality that's there of what comes out of something, and are you going to grow something living, breathing, alive? Or are you going to grow candy? There's like, it's nice to have a little candy every once in a while, but chicken's better for you, eggs are better for you, having those things those are good for you in your life. Just take how it resonates. I'm going to get a flower, and then we'll get our pot card. Look at this. Primrose. And primrose is up right now. If you see this, smell it, especially after 6 p.m. It says, youthful love. If I had a single flower for every moment I think of you, I could walk forever in my garden. Claudia Adrienne Grande. Keep yourself focused on what's, when you say like what's in front of you, but keep yourself focused on the things that are good for you. No looking back. I heard no take backs. This is like confirmation for a lot of you. There's a reinvigoration for others, or all. All right, which pot card? Which pot card on 420 for this Lily Collective? Ooh, Knight of Joints. And the Hangman in reverse. Look at that. The Hangman in reverse and the Knight of Joints. And this talks about get moving. Get moving. Right? This is Wands. And this is obviously the Hangman. And it's the same kind of energy as this Four of Swords in the reverse. Today, it wants you to get up, stand up. Don't give up the fight. All right, we got this. All right, we're going to close out with Kuan Yin, some beautiful, peaceful mother energy. If you're still here, thank you so much for taking this time with me today. I hope you guys are feeling good, feeling rejuvenated, feeling calm and peaceful. Ooh, I hope you're seeing the light at the end of this tunnel. I think you are, but more so than that, I hope you're feeling this like spark of joy, this feeling of excitement, this inspiration that it's okay to have a good time. It's okay to feel good. It's okay to cultivate the too good to be true vision, what it is that you'd like to see. The dance unveiling and the gates of heaven. You guys, wow. We're not going to read the gates of heaven because I think that you can kind of see it talks about being there, right? The dance unveiling. We'll read the very first part of the, maybe of the heaven. Gates of heaven. Okay, this is the dance unveiling. There's a situation in your life that's about to there's a situation in your life that is about to reveal itself with greater clarity. Just like sands shifting, the picture will seem clearer and quite different to how it once appeared to you. This clarity will bring you great relief and confirmation of your intuition. Be patient and allow the revelation to come to you at the perfect time. Wow. Thank you, Spirit. You guys ready? Often what we think we know is only a small part of the bigger picture. With some information, what we think is the truth can shift, sometimes dramatically, and reveal a completely different reality. Sometimes we really imagine a situation, a person, or a place to be all that we think or feel it is, only to find out that it is not quite that way after all. And after some time and involvement has passed, there is an important situation in your life right now that is still unfolding, and you have yet to perceive it fully. It is safe for you to be patient and curious and trust what you feel is unfolding now. Don't rush to set things in motion, to form a structure, or even to make things concrete until you have had a chance to be clearer about this situation or process. There will be a time in the near future when you will realize that the graceful cosmic dance of Kuan Yin has unfolded and a veil has been lifted. And at that time, you will realize that you are seeing much more clearly and accurately than you have previously been able to do. Only then will an appropriate course of action or non-action will become clear to you. Trying to apply effort or create results before it is time will not cause the unveiling dance to unfold more quickly. Be patient and trust. Beloved Kuan Yin's dance of divine grace will touch this part of your life and bring you clarity. Go into your heart and listen for the music of her dance. This oracle is also confirmation that something you have recently perceived or will perceive soon is accurate. This perception may have been something of a surprise, a shock, or a stretch for you, and perhaps you are not quite comfortable with its implications yet, and so you are doubtful at the veracity of your vision. Be patient and allow yourself to get used to the new truths that are unveiling themselves to you now. The dance of Kuan Yin's grace brings not only revelation, but also opportunity and resolution. Sitting quietly with your eyes closed, imagine that a heavy curtain is before you. Underneath the curtain, you see brilliant light seeping out, and you notice the light in the cracks on the sides and in the middle of the curtains also. Say, I now choose to adjust my vibration and vision to perceive the highest revelation of truth available to me at this time in whatever manner is of most importance to me now. I call upon Kuan Yin, who loves me unconditionally, to assist me in this process. Kuan Yin appears as a beautiful, elegant dancer, filled with light, and as her graceful movements unfold, the curtain is drawn back, and you can perceive what has been hidden. Allow your vibration to shift with her loving help. Imagine that your inner sight is adjusting to the light, just as if you had stepped out of a dark room into the brighter, clear, sunny day. You might perceive consciously seeing, feeling, or knowing what is behind the curtain. You may also perceive at a deeper level where you are not conscious as of yet, but take in the perception, trusting that it will become conscious when you are ready, willing, and able to receive it. Don't question or overthink what happens. Just allow the light or symbol or feeling or vision to penetrate your inner eye, and when you are done, say, "Thank you. I now accept this revelation fully and completely. I accept that I will see and know and understand at the perfect time and in the perfect way." When you are ready, open your eyes, knowing it might take a moment for your vision to return to an ordinary, everyday state again. And prayer. Beloved Kuan Yin, I now let go of any fear that would distort my perception and prevent me from beholding the highest levels of truth which I am capable of perceiving. Help me now, beloved one, with your dance of divine mercy and compassion, that the confusion may clear and distortion may be released, and the truth be revealed with grace and simplicity. Unveil the truths with your dance of grace, beloved. Thank you. Om Mani Padme Hum. Ooh, so much in that was relevant to this reading. The patience, thank you, Kuan Yin, thank you, Spirit. Patience, 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 and seeing things in a different way, seeing things from a different perspective, and being, accepting of the things we see. Just going to read you the first part of the gates of heaven. All beings have an ultimate spiritual destiny of happiness and freedom. Beloved Kuan Yin shines tireless compassion upon all life to this end. Yet sometimes attachments to lower vibrational beings, entities, and elementals become frightened of lower divine love and believe they will do better to hide in the human energy fields instead. This blocks progress towards liberation, where human beings and lower vibrational beings can pass through the gates of heaven into peace, bliss, and homecoming to the spiritual source of all life. This oracle is a message that there is also a benefit in calling back yourself and all parts of yourself, that leaving any part of yourself of you attached to another's energy field out of fear, whether it is or not they gave you permission or encouragement to do so, is not going to help you grow anymore. The time has come to own your own power, and to no longer seek the forbidden city of another's energy field, and instead seek to pass through the gates of heaven and dwell in the palace of light within your own heart, beloved. Yes, we are standing in our own energy. This talks about that ego energy, that devil energy, and how it will try to pull us back. Listen, in the discernment, the differentiation between the twos, and that you are rising in your vibration higher and higher and higher, right? Into a space where you don't have to worry or interact with these negative forces anymore. You're cultivating the too good to be true. And it is very true. All right. So just be mindful. There is a lot in this reading. There's a lot going on here today. Right. And, did we get we did get the pot card. Okay. We did it. Good. All right. I hope that was helpful. I hope that you got something out of it. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for remembering to hit like and subscribe and commenting and letting us know, how this resonated, if it did. And thanks for coming back and seeing us again next time. Bye.
Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
Transformation in 3, 2, 1.